76 trillion gallons of water is expected to fall in the U.S. during the yet another once-in-a-generation storm, and it is perfectly normal. Michael Snyder reports, 4 months of rain is about to fall in just 5 days in some areas in the middle of the country. We're being told that an atmospheric river will produce a fire hose of moisture that's expected to dump 76 trillion gallons of water on the heartland of America over the next week. This is perfectly normal, or so they keep telling us. Western Kentucky, parts of Missouri, northwestern Tennessee, much of Arkansas, southern Indiana, and southern Illinois are supposed to get hit the hardest. Overall, 32 million people currently live in areas where a flood watch is now in effect. So much rain is coming that USA Today is joking that it may be time to build an ark, quote unquote. Time to build an ark? Generational rainfall amounts are forecast to fall across portions of the central U.S. from Wednesday to Saturday, resulting in historic and life-threatening flooding across the region, the National Weather Service in Memphis said. Over the past couple of years, it seems like we've had historic and life-threatening flooding every few weeks. Is this normal? And the fact that 4 months of rain is about to fall in just 5 days, is this normal? According to AccuWeather, up to 4 months' worth of rain will fall in 5 days along portions of a 1,000-mile-long swath from Texas to Ohio. People who have lived in a community their entire lives may see water rapidly rising in flooding areas they have never seen flood before. AccuWeather Chief Meteorologist Jonathan Porter said, "Do not assume that if you have not seen flooding in any area before that it will not occur this time. Nothing to see here. Move along. Once upon a time, we would have gotten worked up over something like this, but for the past 2 years, the United States has been averaging $1 billion disaster about once every 2 weeks. So it's extremely normal that we're about to witness a rainfall event that has a return interval of anywhere from 25 to 100 years. The forecast heavy rainfall in this event has a return interval of anywhere from 25 to 100 years. In other words, a heavy rainfall event of this magnitude falling within 4 days is an event that happens once in a generation to once in a lifetime, said the Weather Service office in New York, Arkansas. Historic rainfall totals and impacts are possible. Oh, and all of this rainfall is going to produce horrific flooding. The AccuWeather spokesperson actually told Newsweek that floods like this have a 0.1% chance of happening in any given year. That is so incredibly normal. This storm is also expected to spawn a bunch of tornadoes. In fact, quite a few tornado watches have already been issued. Tornado watches were active Wednesday across multiple states, including Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri, and Illinois, according to National Weather Service. By the afternoon, severe weather was being felt across the middle of the country, with hundreds of flight delays, tens of thousands of power outages, and crews examining damage from possible tornadoes. Of course, it was just less than a month ago that a megastorm suddenly spawned more than 70 tornadoes in the same part of the country. This newest tornado threat comes less than 3 weeks after a megastorm ripped through this same part of the U.S. in March. Over 40 people died due to extreme weather event, which dropped more than 70 tornadoes on communities throughout the South and Midwest. Exceptionally normal. And after all, they call it Tornado Alley for a reason, right? Generational storms, epic tornado outbreaks, and historic flooding events are all normal part of life in America now, so the storm that we're about to witness is no big deal. Should the amount of rain occur that we anticipate over the middle of the nation, it would exceed the 500 to 1,000-year average, Clark said. Truly, the potential is there for a historic flash flooding event. People living along or traveling on roads near small streams in hilly terrain should be especially vigilant for rapidly rising water that can sweep vehicles and homes away. Interestingly, Greece is also just hit by historic flooding. In their case, the floodwaters were so powerful that they literally swept vehicles away. Several Greek holiday islands have been devastated by floods after severe rainstorms turned roads into raging rivers and swept vehicles away. Two of Greece's most popular tourist destinations, Paris and Mykonos, have been left submerged in murky waters after what has been described as biblical disaster rainfall lashed through the islands on Monday. Dark skies loomed overhead and heavy rain quickly turned the streets into torrents, with footage showing cars being swept away in the deluge. So normal. We're also being told that it's completely normal that the core of our planet is now rotating in reverse, quote unquote. Buried more than 3,000 miles beneath our feet, Earth's solid inner core was once thought to be unchanging, locked in place at the heart of the planet, but new research has revealed something much more dynamic. According to a recent study published in Nature Geoscience, Earth's inner core has not only slowed down, it now appears to be rotating in reverse compared to the planet's surface. What does that mean about the tectonic plates above this? Scientists are telling us that this must be part of a long-term cycle because there is no way that this is not normal. Elsewhere, other scientists have discovered that the continent of North America is literally dripping down into the Earth's mantle. An ancient slab of Earth crust buried deep beneath the Midwest is sucking huge swaths of present-day's North American crust down into the mantle, researchers say. The slab's pull has created giant drips that hang from the underside of the continent down to about 400 miles deep inside the mantle, according to a new study. These drips are located beneath an area snapping from Michigan to Nebraska and Alabama, but their presence appears to be impacting the entire continent. The dripping area looks like a large funnel, with rocks from across America being pulled towards it horizontally before getting sucked down. As a result, large parts of North America are losing material from the underside of their crust, the researcher said. Wow, I had no idea that large portions of North America were being sucked down into the Earth's mantle. I can't even think of anything more normal than that. I wonder how that will affect the deep geological scar that currently exists directly under the New Madrid seismic zone. Perhaps someone would like to look into that. Meanwhile, the rest of us will just continue to pretend that everything is going to be just fine. And this is on End of the American Dream by Michael Snyder. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. About the author, Michael Snyder's new book, a blockbuster entitled Why, is available in paperback and for Kindle on Amazon. He also has written 8 other books available on Amazon, including Chaos, End Times, 7-Year Apocalypse, Lost Prophecies of Future America, The Beginning of the End, Living a Life That Really Matters. When you purchase any of Michael's books, you help to support the work he's doing. And you can also get his articles by email as soon as he publishes them by subscribing to his Substack newsletter. Michael has published thousands of articles on the Economic Collapse blog, End of the American Dream, and The Most Important News, and he always freely and happily allows others to publish those articles on their own websites. These are such troubled times and people need hope. John 3:16 tells us about the hope that God has given us through Jesus Christ. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. If you have not already done so, we strongly urge you to invite Jesus Christ to be your Lord and Savior today. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.